Missy. Gazoo. What's up, buddy? What's up? Yeah? What? What are you talking about? Timmy's down the well? Is that what you're saying? What are you saying? Yeah. What are you saying? What are you saying? More treats, human. More treats. You want to tell a story? No? Okay. Well, maybe Missy will tell a story. Hey, Missy, don't you fall on the ground now. Don't you roll on the ground and make a mess of yourself. You want to tell a story? No? Not a... Okay. Don't you fall on the ground. Don't you roll on the ground. Unless she does. Okay. Hey, want to tell the story or not? No? Okay. Two very old cats there. 15, 16 years old each. Alright. Today, we're going to tell you a tale about high adventure. The time my chainsaw dug its way to China. How to doll a chainsaw, part 5? 4, 5? Okay, let's have a look. Let's see what happened. Oh, look at how clean it is in the back of my truck. Ooh, look at that. You say about Reg, there's a pilot. Shut up, it's clean. All right. Okay, for me, that's clean. All right, let's have a look. Morning viewer's discretion. Oh, that's a dirty. Listen to that. Oh, that's a lot of sand. Let's have a look. Ooh. Oh, sorry. Ooh. Oh, that's bad. Oh, that's really bad. We got one good one. There you go. This poor chainsaw. I'm sorry, buddy. Once upon a time, there was a chainsaw in like new condition. Then he met Reg, and he was never happy again. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's a dirty chainsaw. Okay. So I dug him to China a couple of times. They're doing some stumps today, but getting near the end of the session. So my dad's going to get this chainsaw from me for free. I'm just going to give it to him. It's my dad. I love my dad, so I'm going to give him a chainsaw. The only caveat is it has to survive another about 30 days with me. Good luck, buddy. Good luck. He's scared. All right. Anyway, okay. So, how to doll a chainsaw part 4. You know when you're cutting like big pines and stuff like that, and they've been skidded out logs. That's like people that cut down trees and cut up trees, versus cutting trees that have been skidded out of the bush. Particularly, say something like with real thick bark, like jack pine or something like that. That's really coarse bark, and it just holds all the sand in. And you know when you're cutting, it's like cutting 4 or 5 blocks. By the 15th block, it's like I gotta sharpen the damn saw again, and you might have to give it maybe 3, 4 shots, you know, give or take, right? Maybe 5 if you're, you know, if you really want it that extra mile, right? And you do that maybe after, you know, every 2nd, 3rd, 4th tank, whatever. Just touch it up, right? And that's hard cutting. That's really hard cutting. But for this little guy, nah, go big or go home. This guy, okay, it is now confirmed that he in his former life was a metal detector because of all which I got some scrap metal tomato cages today. I grabbed some other ones, the little lady at work, where she said, no, not those ones. I said, yeah, I have a vengeance against, you know, revenge for my chainsaw. He's going to throw them all in the scrap metal. He says, I'm not going to keep those. You can take the other ones. The other ones are all mangled up. So anyway, yeah. And more stumps. I've been doing a lot of cutting with this thing. A lot of stumps. Just little Manitoba maple stumps everywhere, right? And today it was just nothing bigger than that. But the thing about the stumps is 2 big things. Stumps are the hardest part of the tree, density-wise, right? It's the heart, literally the heart of the tree, and it's the hardest to cut, and it's usually the dirtiest because you're so close to the ground. So you get about 3, maybe if you're really lucky, you get about 4 cuts before you start to dull it. After about the 5th cut, your chain's pretty much spinning. It's just like burning its way through if it's a stump. So this one I did a kind of one of those went in like that. It's like, okay, it's good. Wood chips, wood chips, wood chips. Topsoil. So this thing was also a rototiller in its former life. I know. I can't have anything, guys. But yeah, so I had to sharpen it. I think three times. I think I sharpened it 3 times today. But I'm gonna have to give it a good cleaning. They honking out. Have to give it a good cleaning. That fine sand and stuff like. You try not to do that, but like, you know, it happens, right? That is a 30 saw. Yeah, he was so beautiful when I got him. Oh yeah, like this is all gotta come off. I gotta clean that big time. So that one I ain't getting out of. I do notice that also what happens too is that this chain threw off once on me, but I'm not sure exactly why. But under regular cutting too, not like I was brushing, but like, you know, not hitting the ground and stuff. But when you do hit the ground, your chain automatically goes loose. But I already did the video where I talked about you know, let your chain cool before you tension it up again. And if you do have to tighten it, you know, while the chain is hot, make sure you back off your lug bolts so that when the chain cools, it doesn't, you know, shrink up and put more stress on the crankshaft and all that. But yeah, so sand is a part of the, you know, is like the enemy of the chain. But considering how many times I've sharpened this chain since I bought the saw, considering this chain was practically, well, it's the original chain. It's a new chain, right? The saw itself is pretty much was like new, so it gives you an idea when you learn how to sharpen the saw. You know, like these teeth, that one, like they should all look like that. But when they look like that, you know, it takes maybe about 10 swipes to get that one back to the point there. But this chain, like I'm actually surprised it's lasted as long as it has. Just, you know, sheer utter wow, just wow, right? But it shows you, again, learn how to sharpen your chain. And it almost doesn't matter how many times you dull it. But I think I'm getting close to where I'm going to have to do the rakers on the next one. I did about 3 sharpenings without doing the rakers. I did the rakers usually about every 3 to 5. Depends on how much you take on the tooth, right? So the more, like usually if it's your normal cutting, I usually maybe do 3 swipes. Just to touch it up, that's it. And I touch up often rather than doing 10, because 10 takes a lot of, well, you're taking away the chain faster, right? So yeah, it's amazing how long a chain will last, especially that kind of abuse that I'm doing. You see, when you put sand into the bar, what it does is it clears the channel of the bar, and it's really good for the sprocket up here. It's good for the sprocket on the pulley. It kind of like just kind of sautés everything, right? I know. Step away from the chainsaw. Step away. You're safe. Help me. It's like, here, Dad, here's your chainsaw in pieces. The first thing that when your chain goes dull, as you can usually tell by the sound, I'm pretty sure I'm going to have somebody yell at me in the town. Pretty soon say, Reg, you running that chainsaw over there? Yeah. Well, you sharpen that damn chain, you're going to kill yourself. You know what I mean? But what they don't realize is like, it's like when you do a stump, the second you get maybe 1 or 2 shots of hitting the ground, and then you got to either blast through the rest of it or whatever. Sometimes you get away with it, but a lot of times you're going to be sharpening it quite often. You know, it's just so stump removal is slow with a chainsaw. So make sure when you do get into the dirt, whether it's bark or you're doing stupid stuff like I'm doing and try to pretend it's a chainsaw rototiller, make sure when you take everything apart, you know, oil up, maybe even set the oil in some chain, but make sure you clean your bar. Make sure you can hear the sand in that. You can hear that sand, right? The nice thing about this oiler is This oiler works really well. So clean your oiler after too. So give everything clean. I'm going to flip the bar. I didn't do a video on flipping the bar yet, but I'm going to be doing that for this session. But that was an original bar with the full logo on it. So that's how much cutting I've done this season with it. Yeah. So when I take the bar off and stuff like that, I'll show you what I want to do. But you got to clean out, make sure not gash myself. Chainsaw's revenge. Got to take this off and clean everything in there too. If you get sand in there, not good to have sand in there. So people shouldn't be doing the stuff I'm doing with it. So. I'm sorry, buddy. All right, anyway, there we go. So that's what happened, how to properly kill a chainsaw. Part 5, I'm pretty sure it was part 5. You guys tell me if I'm on 4 or 5, but anyway, how to install a chainsaw, part 5. But other than that, the tree tangerine is doing pretty good. I did good on some birch there a couple of days ago. And now he's part rototiller, part metal detector.